Hi guys, so today we're in Abergavenny in Wales. It's a beautiful, beautiful little town. Absolutely, the people in here are absolutely amazing. But right behind me is St. Mary's Priory. Just there. But we're going to take a walk inside and have a look at some of the beautiful effigies that is inside here. Now, I've never seen anything like them. So come on, let's take a walk inside St. Mary's Priory. Right, so we're just coming up to the main entrance to St. Mary's Priory. Have a look at that. We have some amazing gargoyles guarding the entrance there. But the stonework is stunning. And as I said, look at those doors. Now, you may remember that the reason we are here is for Sylvia and to video for Sylvia her ancestors. So there's a wedding here tomorrow, and there's people inside preparing the inside of St. Mary's for the wedding. So I will probably do a talk over maybe, because I won't be able to talk very loudly in here anyway. But wait till you have a look. When we go inside this door here, we have these beautiful leather studded doors. And then more just in here. Okay, so let's go in. Okay guys, so it is extremely busy in here. They are preparing, as I said, for a wedding tomorrow. So they're dressing the church. But I've come up the side entrance so not to disturb anyone. So you're going to hear them chatting away in the background, and that's fine. We are just going to take a little look at the inside of St. Mary's Priory. This is Sir John the Hastings, 1325. This is actually an effigy made from wood, from timber. I mean, this is amazing. The carving is just nothing like I have seen before. His feet are resting. I personally don't know whether that is a dog, although it does look like a mane, so I'm presuming it's a lion. And then around the base we have more effigies. Now we have several tombstones here, and these are dating around 1785 mark. We've 1735, 1777 on this one. 1784, Francis Lewis, aged 51. Very interesting here. We have a skull with angel wings. We have like a cherub. I'm presuming they are actually from the Priory. Outside somewhere, or maybe inside. So this is Jessie here, 15th century. Kind of an effigy, but it's made out of timber of King David's father, Jesse. And it's one of the greatest the greatest treasures here in this church in St. Mary's Priory. It's carved from one solid piece of oak, and this is the base of a magnificent altarpiece which depicted all of Jesse's descendants on various branches of the tree, accumulating with statues of the Virgin and Child and Christ at the top. And you can just see that there. That is all carved, as I said, out of one piece of timber. So seemingly there was destruction of the top part of the Jesse tree, and it was carried out by parliamentary troops of Cromwell around 1646. So it's probably around 20 to 30 feet tall. It was originally highly coloured and has been described by an art historian, Andrew Graham Dixon, on a BBC programme as the finest piece of medieval sculpture in Western Europe. And then behind the effigy of Jessie, we have what's known as the Jessie window. Now the effigy just here is Dr. David Lewis. He was born in Abergavenny, and he was the first principal of Jesus College, Oxford, and reinforced the link between that college and Wales. He became a judge of the High Court of Abergavenny in the reign of Elizabeth I and conducted some notable trials of actually privateers and pirates, including some from Monmouthshire.
She was married to John de Hastings,
Okay.
who was going to be the second Earl of Pembroke. His father died, and they were up at the castle. She had a pet squirrel, and on the castle walls one day, the squirrel jumped out of her arms, and she followed it to her death.
Oh no.
So she could be no more than 14.
So she basically, well, what they think is that she followed the squirrel to her death. Now we're going to have a look in here. This is the effigy of Richard Herbert, 1510. Down to his armour, see the spurs. Around the base. Sir Richard Herbert of Coldbrook, 1469, and Margaret.
Sir Richard Herbert actually married Margaret Nicholas, and Sir Richard was actually beheaded in 1469, and they are buried here in St. Mary's Priory.
William Barker, 1648. Sir Lawrence de Hastings. (1348), the last of the Hastings dynasty to be buried at St Mary's. This is Judge Powell, 1638, and Margaret. Here we have William de Hastings, 1348. So Sir Richard was the natural son of Sir William Herbert, and so grandson to Sir William ap Thomas and the Lady Gladys. And then here we have the most amazing effigies, I think, here. Notice her headdress. We have lost some of this effigy that sleeps with her under her pillow here, down to her garments. The stone feels really, really cold. It's a beautiful stone. An effigy of, I believe, it's like an animal biting her dress. Maybe a dog there. You can see the beautiful colour of this gorgeous marble. So this is William ap Thomas and the Lady Gladys, 1446. He sleeps on, not sure where it'll pick it up, it's like armour, the helmet, with this lady out the top. He's in his armour. Look at that, the detail on his belt. Down to his feet. And then around the base we have also some amazing details. Once again, look at that beautiful marble. Now they have done a lot of restoration here, but it is beautiful. And you can see that Sylvia has left roses at the base. So these are Sylvia's ancestors. And they actually lie under this beautiful window. And the sun just captures the light and reflects off this stunning, stunning marble. So William was actually knighted by Henry. And he became rich and very powerful. We have left St. Mary's Priory and we've made probably about a half an hour journey up this amazing ruins of a castle, Raglan Castle. And I'm going to bring you inside and we're going to have a look then as well. This place is fantastic. So the unmistakable silhouette of Raglan crowning a ridge amid glorious countryside is the grandest castle ever built by Welshmen. Now we can thank Sir William ap Thomas, the Blue Knight of Gwent, for the moated great tower of 1435 that still dominates this mighty fortress palace. His son, Sir William Herbert, Earl of Pembroke, created the gatehouse. These stone arches allowed missiles to be rained down on attackers, but Raglan came 150 years later than the turbulent heyday of castle building. It was designed to impress as much as to intimidate. Under various Earls of Worcester, Raglan was transferred into a magnificent country seat with a fashionably long gallery and one of the finest Renaissance gardens in Britain. But loyalty to the crown was to prove its undoing. Despite a garrison of 800 men and one of the longest sieges of the Civil War, it fell to parliamentary forces and was deliberately destroyed. So with that being said, let's take a walk around the castle. Right, so let's go inside. So this is the main entrance. And it is extremely busy. We'll go in here first. The gateway once had a moat and drawbridge. 3 pairs of heavy doors. Attackers who survived musket fire from the gun loops in the walls faced death from above as defenders dropped rocks. Wow. Okay, guys. So we're just down underground here now. I'm not sure what this would have been. I appreciate it's very dark. Now we'll brighten it up. So we've come down those steps, down underground as I said.
Raglan Castle was built in several phases, initial work occurring in the 1420s and 1430s, a major phase in the 1460s, with various alterations and additions at the end of the 16th century. The castle was built in stone, initially pale sandstone from Red Brook, and later old red sandstone with bat stone used for many of the detailed features.
So you can see it's kind of, some of this is red brick. Different little areas. rooms. This is obviously the courtyard, I'm presuming. And then we've all these other buildings. I don't know actually where to go just yet. Trying to find my bearings. Wow, look at that. How stunning is this place? Actually, do you know, I'm getting a few, like, do you know when the hair stands up in the back of your neck? That's the feeling I'm getting right now. I mean, not only the beauty of it, but to think how old it is and who walked this area. It is by far the nicest castle I've ever been to. And this says it's the serving hatch. And you can see it's just wrote there, but it's also wrote in Welsh. Wow, I think this is a coat of arms. And a family crest. You can see it's quite worn over time, but remarkable that it's still there. It's very child orientated here as well, so you know, it keeps the younger kids entertained as well. Okay, so you can just see the stones the way they are still. Wow, he steps up to there even. Okay, there's something else wrote here. Parlour with dining room above. So where we're standing now is the parlour, and then it would have had the dining room up on another level up here. We're just at the moat.
This just gave me a very deep lecture that I literally didn't know.
I'm going to go in here first. Oh wow.
So if you remember the effigies in St Mary's Priory, and especially the effigy of Sir William ap Thomas, well, the current Raglan Castle was begun by Sir William ap Thomas, the lesser son of a minor Welsh family who rose through the ranks of mid-15th century politics. Profiting from the benefits of the local offices he held, William married first Elizabeth, a wealthy heiress, and then Gladys, another heiress who would prove to be a powerful regional figure in her own right. In 1432, William purchased the manor of Raglan, where he had already been staying as a tenant, and commenced a programme of building work that established the basic shape of the castle as we see here today.
I'll have a look out this window as well. Well, beautiful land around.
William's son dropped the Welsh version of his name, calling himself William Herbert. He continued to rise in prominence, supporting the House of York during the War of the Roses, fighting in the 100 Years' War in France, but making his fortune from the Gascon wine trade. He was closely associated with Welsh politics and status. He was the first Welshman to be made an earl and was described by contemporary poets as the national deliverer, who might achieve Welsh independence. In the 1460s, William used his increasing wealth to remodel Raglan on a much grander scale. The symbolism of the castle architecture may have reflected the Welsh family roots.
We came down, so we'll go back up.
William Herbert was executed as a Yorkist supporter in 1469 after the Battle of Edgecote Moor. Building work may have stopped for a period under his son, also called William Herbert, before recommencing in the late 1470s. By 1492, the castle passed to Elizabeth Somerset, William Herbert's daughter, who married Sir Charles Somerset, passing the castle into a new family line.
More steps. The breeze coming in the windows here is gorgeous. It's really fresh. Oh, it's like cobbles on the ground. More of that beautiful countryside. Down here there's also really fresh air coming through. And that brings us into yet another little area. Make our way back up again. This is known as the service or the serving passage. So maybe the servants were all downstairs and they used this area to serve food. Still have beautiful designs up there. And that kind of brings us to this area here, and this was the serving hatch. So this says fountain bay, so obviously there was a fountain here. Oh, look what I have just noticed. Still there up on the wall. 2 effigies. Which makes you think, you know, what this place was like prior to the ruins. How did they dress it? The furniture. And you know, I'm just wandering around to give you all a sense of what life was like. Wow, there's people even under there. What life was like in a castle. So I think the first thing I need to do is go up these steps.
So this is the grand staircase, and it divides the apartments. It was actually restored between 2010 and 2011. The staircase would originally have had a substantial porch similar to the one that survives in the pitched stone court, and would have been the centrepiece of the fountain court.
These huge windows. We'll turn around. Wow. It's gorgeous. Up we go. Thanks. Up at the very top of the castle.
So we are looking out over the top of the castle. At the top of the grand stairs, you can see the chapel, the long gallery, the ruins of the parlour and the dining room, the great tower and the moat, and all the apartments. It's absolutely breathtaking.
That there says private apartments. Oh wow. It's so deep down there, it won't even show the bottom of that there. It's obviously underground cellars or tunnels possibly. Now to try and find my way across this moat. So let's cross this moat. Nice breeze blowing. It's almost like a maze. So this massive 5-storey tower is one of the oldest surviving parts of Raglan Castle. When completed, it dominated the landscape and was called the Yellow Tower of Gwent. As well as being a military stronghold, it publicly proclaimed the importance of the Herberts, the first Welsh family to enter the English nobility. The family used the upper floors as apartments and the ground floor as a strong room for the castle's valuables. In Elizabethan times, the Earls added a stone wall around the base to make a quiet walking area with benches set into the stonework. Amazing. The tower survived the siege of 1646, largely intact, but it was deliberately destroyed afterwards. The visitors tried and failed to dismantle the tower by hand, so they dug under one corner of it so it would collapse.
Wait, this lady.
Mom, do you know there's a trap where the chest is? It is.
Trap, nice and slowly.
And it goes up.
The Great Tower at Raglan Castle, sometimes called the Yellow Tower of Gwent, sits outside the rest of the castle, protected by a moat and linked to the fountain court by a bridge. The fortification is representative of a trend during the 15th and 16th centuries in British castle building. Tower keeps such as this, large solid buildings designed for private accommodation, probably inspired by those in France. The Great Tower was probably begun in the 1430s and the 1440s, possibly on the moat of a previous castle. The tower today has lost not only one of its walls but part of its upper structure. Originally, the tower was reached by a bascule drawbridge, usually considered to be drawn from contemporary French designs. This drawbridge was designed to have two parts: a wide, heavy bridge that would be raised or lowered when the family were in residence, and a thinner bridge, easier to lift, designed for the servants at other times. The Herberts used this bridge as their badge and can be seen in the carved window designs around the castle. The drawbridge was replaced with a grander stone bridge in 1460s, probably at a cost of £900 to £1,000. An apron wall with 6 turrets was also added around the tower at around the same time. The original moat around the tower would have been a simple design, but it was redesigned in 1460s to provide a walkway around the castle. The niches in the walls of the walkway are of 17th century origin and would originally have held classical statues. The walkway would have provided a dignified way of admiring the Great Tower. It is likely that fish would have been bred in the moat as well.
We'll get back out. That's where the wet. Phew, that was amazing. So that is Raglan Castle. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. So we were right up there. Amazing.
So guys, as we take a final glimpse at the beautiful Raglan Castle here in Wales, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Sylvia for asking us and for believing in us to come and video St Mary's Priory and her ancestors that rest there, and then to come here to Raglan Castle and video where her ancestors once stood, walked and lived. Thank you so much, Sylvia. It means an awful lot to us. But for now, guys, take care. God bless. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.